primer, I'm going to take the LA Girl Pro Prep Color Correcting Face Primer. This is the yellow one, which helps correct dullness. A little bit of this all over. For foundation, I'm going to take the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte. This is super dirty and I'm almost out of it. I really like this foundation. But I'm also going to mix a little bit. Again, I'm almost also out of this too. Is the Pixi Rose Blend Nourishing Oil, Face Oil. I'm going to mix like 1 or 2 drops of this into the foundation just to kind of thin it out a little bit. And the color that I'm using is 104 Golden Beige. I don't even know if I can get any. I'm not really getting a lot out of here. I don't know how much is left in here, but this color is going to work for me anymore. Figured I better just film today because my daughter is getting sick again. And I just knew it too because the other day when I was dropping her off at school, when I was in line to let her in the classroom, this foundation is really light. I'm going to try to warm up my face a little bit. I'm going to use the L'Oreal Infallible, this is not L'Oreal, it's Rimmel. Rimmel Breathable Lightweight Medium Coverage Concealer, and this is in 400 medium dark. Hopefully this works. I've never used this one. It kind of has like this little sponge top with the hole in the middle. It's not that dark. Ooh. Okay, I don't like the sponge. So anyways, when I was dropping her off, and blend it out with my foundation brush. When I was dropping her off, there was this little boy in her class and he was sick. And I mean, he was sick. Like, he had a nasty cough. Nasty, nasty cough. And it wasn't one like, and you can tell it's like he didn't just get sick and he's not getting over getting sick. He, like, in the middle of his sickness, he was sick. And I just knew it too. I was like, oh, great, watch her get sick. You know, the teacher had just sent home a paper saying, since it's cold season, if your child's sick, please don't bring them to school, keep them home, which I completely agree with. Since I don't have a good drugstore concealer that I really like, or in the price range of a drugstore concealer, I'm going to take this collab, which is, this is sold at Sally's, and it's a decent price range. I don't think anything's over like $20, I don't. It's all like a pretty decent price range, but this is the No Flaws Under Eye Concealer in Peach. So I'm going to use this as a color corrector. And then I'm going to go in with the Rimmel the Rimmel one that I just used in the color 200, which is light. I'm just going to put it where I need it. So anyways, the teacher had just sent home that letter, and then this girl brings her kid coughing up a storm to school. And don't get me wrong, I understand like some moms have to go to work and they have no choice, but this isn't an all-day school that they go to. It's only a couple hours. It's like one that you pay for it and they only go a couple hours. So it's like, you know your kid is sick, why would you still bring him to school? So I'm not going to use this end. I'm kind of going to just do the same thing. I'm going to apply it with this brush. Like that. So anyways, the whole reason I thought like, oh, I better film today is because if she gets sick, I'm gonna get sick. I used this concealer before, but really wasn't enough coverage for me. So hopefully with that corrector underneath, it helps out a little bit. To set that, I'm going to use the Milani Translucent Light to Medium, which is 01 setting powder. The palette that I'm going to be using is from Profusion Cosmetics, which is available at Target. We're going to take out the brush because we're not going to be using that. I'm going to take the first color, which is Cryptic, as a transition shade, And I was really impressed with this palette. It has a good color payoff. It didn't have too much fallout and it blended really nicely. I was really impressed with this specific palette. So I just applied that into my crease for my transition shade. And then I'm going to, just to darken it up a little bit, I took this color Madly and I just put that a little bit into, further into my crease. The next color I'm taking is a matte brown color called Groovy, and I'm applying that just into my crease, but mainly focusing that most of the color on the outer corner of my eye, and then the remaining part I'm running into my crease and then blending it outward. And next I'm going to cut the crease with a concealer, and I'm just going to apply that all over my, I'm going to cut it and then blend it down towards all over my eyelid basically. And then I'm going to take the lightest color, shimmery color from the palette. I wasn't that impressed with this color. The color payoff wasn't as pigmented as I thought it would be. It did work, but it just wasn't as pigmented as I liked, and it's a little bit dry. So that's the only color I really didn't like from that palette. And then I'm going to take this golden shimmery color, which was not dry like the first one, and the payoff was a lot better for that one. And I'm just applying it to the outer half of my eyelid. And then I'm going to take this J Cat Beauty glitter, and I'm just going to apply a little bit on over that shadow just to give it a little bit of shimmer. I don't want it full glitter, just to give it a little bit of sparkle. For the inner corner of the eye, I'm going to take this Pixie Beauty highlighter, which is kind of like a creamy highlighter, and just apply that toward in the inner corner. And then my lower lash line, I just applied a little bit of that matte brown shadow that I used in the outer corner and just blended it out. And I'm sick, so that's why my voice sounds a little bit weird. In the waterline, I used a Pixie Beauty eyeliner pencil, which is kind of like a grayish brown. It's not full brown. And I tried this new Milani mascara, which is amazing. And then the lashes I used are from Ardell in the number 220. This eyelash is really assaulting the inner corner of my eye. I'm going to use this Coastal Scents blush and bronzer palette, and I'm going to use this, a little bit of this color right here, because it's kind of, I don't know, looks kind of dark. I'm going to use that, and then I will probably try to use this one for blush. I'm not sure. No, maybe this one. Maybe I'll use this one for blush. I'm barely tapping my brush in there because I don't want it to be too harsh. I was really impressed with that palette that I used for my eyes. When I do a drugstore tutorial, I'm not supposed to. Am I technically supposed to use drugstore brushes? That's probably not going to happen, to be honest, because... Okay, and then I'm going to take the Milani setting. This is the Banana Translucent, which is 03, I think. Yeah, 03. And I'm just going to clean up under my cheekbones. Contour my nose real quick. Actually, I did have some drugstore brushes. Pixie Beauty just came out with, well, I don't know if they just came out, but they just sent me 3 of their brushes. They looked really good too. Okay, for blush, I'm going to go ahead and try a little bit of this one right here. Before I do lips, I'm gonna set everything with the Milani Make It Last Matte Finish 16-Hour Wear Matte Charcoal Setting Spray. It smells good at first, but then it has a weird, kind of smells kind of almost like charcoal, I guess. Like, I don't know if I like the smell too much. For highlight, I'm gonna use the JCat Beauty Baked Highlighter in Moon and Back. I really like this highlighter, if I can open it. Like that. It's a little bit on the drier side, so I like to spray my sponge and apply it with my sponge. But when you spray it, it goes on so pretty on your skin. I really love this color. What is this? I have a CoverGirl lip liner in Caramel Nude. I'm just gonna line my lips with that real quick. Open it. Oh my god. It's also CoverGirl. It's a demi matte. It's 440 and the color is called Trending. Mine melted in the container, so it's all like in the top. So I'm gonna use a brush. A demi matte. I don't know if I said that. I like it. I like it. Damn, my camera's gonna die again. Better just start bringing my camera in here, I guess.